For most people, a scam call is nothing more than a minor annoyance. An unknown number flashing on the phone screen, a robotic voice claiming your bank account is compromised, or someone pretending to be tech support. We laugh, hang up, and move on with our day. But behind that single phone call is a massive global industry. An underground economy that moves billions of dollars every single year. It operates like a real corporation, with offices, employees, scripts, performance targets, and even training programs. Except the product they sell isn't a service. It's deception. And the victims are ordinary people, retirees, small business owners, students, and sometimes even entire companies. Over the last decade, cyber fraud has evolved from small-scale individual hackers into organized networks that resemble multinational businesses. These groups run sophisticated scam call centers, where dozens or even hundreds of employees sit in front of computers, headsets on, dialing victims across the world. Many of these operations are located in regions where enforcement is weak and unemployment is high, allowing criminal organizations to recruit young workers who may not fully understand the consequences of their work. Inside these rooms, employees follow carefully designed scripts. They learn how to sound convincing, how to manipulate emotions, and how to guide victims step by step into sending money. The structure of these scam networks is surprisingly professional. At the top are the organizers, the people who design the scams, manage finances, and coordinate operations. Below them are team leaders who supervise agents on the call floor. These agents are the voices victims hear on the phone. Their job is to establish trust quickly, create urgency, and keep the victim engaged long enough to extract money or sensitive information. There are also technical specialists who build fake websites, clone banking portals, or create malicious software used in the scams. Just like a real company, there are departments, marketing teams who generate phone number lists, IT teams who maintain servers, and even HR-like recruiters who constantly hire new agents. One of the most common operations involves impersonation. The scammer pretends to be someone the victim already trusts: a bank employee, a government official, a courier service, or a tech support representative. The strategy works because our brains are wired to trust authority. When someone claims to represent a powerful institution, many people instinctively follow instructions without questioning them too deeply. Scammers exploit this psychological shortcut. They create a sense of urgency, warning victims that their account will be frozen or their computer is infected. Under stress, people stop thinking logically and start acting emotionally. This moment of panic is exactly what scammers are waiting for. Another powerful tactic used in these operations is emotional manipulation. Some scams are not based on fear, but on sympathy. Romance scams are a prime example. In these cases, scammers create fake identities on dating platforms or social media. They spend weeks or even months building a relationship with the victim. Conversations feel personal, supportive, and intimate. The victim slowly begins to trust the scammer as a partner or close friend. Then, one day, a crisis appears. A medical emergency, a travel problem, or a financial disaster. The scammer asks for help. By the time money enters the conversation, the victim often feels emotionally committed to the relationship and sends the funds willingly. The psychology behind digital scams is deeply rooted in human behavior. Scammers study how people react to authority, urgency, fear, greed, and loneliness. Many training manuals used inside scam call centers include psychological techniques designed to influence decision-making. For example, agents are taught to keep victims on the phone as long as possible. The longer a person stays engaged in a conversation, the more likely they are to comply with requests. They are also taught to overwhelm victims with complex instructions, making it difficult to think clearly. When someone is confused and stressed, they are far easier to manipulate. Technology has dramatically amplified the scale of these operations. In the past, scams relied on physical mail or small phone operations. Today, automated dialing systems can call thousands of numbers per hour. Artificial intelligence tools can generate convincing emails, voice messages, and even deepfake videos. Some fraud networks use stolen databases containing millions of phone numbers, email addresses, and financial details. With this information, scammers can target victims with frightening precision, pretending to know details about their bank accounts, recent purchases, or personal identities. Money stolen from victims rarely stays in one place. Cyber fraud networks rely on complex financial laundering systems to move funds across borders. Victims might be asked to transfer money through cryptocurrency, gift cards, digital wallets, or international bank transfers. Each step in the chain is designed to make the money harder to trace. Often, criminals use money mules, individuals who unknowingly transfer stolen funds between accounts in exchange for small payments. By the time authorities begin investigating, the money has already passed through several countries and dozens of accounts. Perhaps the most disturbing part of this industry is how normalized it has become within certain criminal ecosystems. For some operators, scam call centers are simply another business model. New recruits are trained quickly, given scripts, and expected to meet financial targets. Employees who successfully scam large amounts of money may receive bonuses or promotions. In some cases, entire neighborhoods have become dependent on income generated by these operations, creating a local culture where digital fraud is treated as an ordinary job rather than a crime. Law enforcement agencies across the world are increasingly aware of this growing threat. International investigations have shut down several large scam centers in recent years, leading to arrests and seizures of computer equipment, servers, and financial records. However, the decentralized nature of cybercrime makes it extremely difficult to eliminate entirely. When one operation is shut down, another often appears somewhere else. The internet allows these networks to move quickly, adapt their tactics, and continue targeting victims in new ways. Governments and cybersecurity organizations are also working to educate the public. Awareness campaigns encourage people to question suspicious calls, verify official communications, and never share sensitive financial information over the phone. Banks have begun implementing stronger fraud detection systems using artificial intelligence to identify unusual transactions and warn customers in real time. Technology companies are developing filters that block scam calls and phishing emails before they reach potential victims. Yet, despite these efforts, the scam industry continues to grow. As long as there are vulnerable people and anonymous digital systems, fraud networks will find new ways to exploit them. The scale of the problem is staggering. Billions of dollars lost every year, millions of victims affected, and countless lives financially and emotionally damaged. For many victims, the loss goes far beyond money. It includes broken trust, embarrassment, and a lasting sense of betrayal. Understanding how these networks operate is one of the most powerful tools in fighting them. When people recognize the psychological tricks scammers use, urgency, authority, emotional manipulation, they become far less likely to fall into the trap. Awareness transforms potential victims into informed defenders of their own digital safety. And in a world where technology connects billions of people instantly, that awareness may be the only thing standing between an ordinary phone call and a life-changing scam.